Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello, welcome to the Real Ramblers. I'm Bill. My brother Lee is right here across from me.
I'm here.
Thanks for tuning in once again. Hopefully, since last time, you guys have watched some movies and introduced yourselves to some stuff that maybe you haven't seen, or watch stuff that you love over again.
Yes, because
to reinvigorate your love for film.
Yes, I agree. I like rewatching stuff often. I feel like I do that more than watching new stuff is watching stuff I've already seen.
Yeah, I think
in a way.
You do that more with TV than with movies?
Maybe.
Because I remember every once in a while you post like, hey, we just watched all 17,000 episodes of Friends again. And I'm like, oh, why? You could be watching movies you haven't seen.
It's, well, I think the thing is I work from home. And a lot of the times it's like stuff, like background stuff. You know what I mean?
Different. That's different.
Yeah, because I will not put a movie on that I haven't seen. Oh, that's not true. Sometimes I do. Depends on the movie while I'm working, because
I'll put on a movie I haven't seen if it's a talkie movie. And
yeah.
If I find myself wanting to be more engaged, I'll save it and watch it.
Yeah, there's certain ones I know that I want to give all my attention to, because there is, like I said, I'm watching Barry for the first time right now, and I also just watched all the seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Right.
Because I feel like certain things I can have on that I don't need to be staring at the screen. You know, I can be making art or whatever and still have it on and still get. And I do that with movies too. That's a different story. That's a different story.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think, because I've been watching some like older horror movies and stuff while I'm making like Quiet Room Bears and stuff like that.
Yeah, I rewatch movies more. Like I do that every once in a while just because I miss them. Old movies feel like friends, and I just feel like visiting
There's
them.
a nice familiarity to having them on, and but I will put like old movies that I haven't seen. I tried watching Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, and I'm like, they're not even the bad kind of good. No. I'm just like, I can't. They're not great.
No.
But cool if you guys like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So this episode, Jesus Christ, this episode. Remakes? Is that what we're going to talk about? Remakes
might be the most controversial thing to movie lovers.
Hot topic.
Yeah, it is a hot topic. People, I mean, if you're at a party and people are talking about movies, you just have to say the word remakes.
And someone will be like...
Somebody will punch somebody else in the face.
Yeah.
So, yes. So but we're going to tackle it here pretty early in our podcast. So
just to start, like, I think it's fair to say you and I are both for remakes.
Yeah, I am for sure.
Yeah.
The argument, if I get into an argument with an anti-remake person, the thing I always bring up is Shakespeare is the first thing I bring up. Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. How many times has Hamlet been done since then? After the first showing of Hamlet at the theater back when he wrote it, people didn't be like, okay, now I can never watch Hamlet without those actors again.
One and done.
Yeah, that's it. That was the best. I never want to see another one. I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
One of the essential traits of being a human being is storytelling.
Exactly.
It's one of the only things that separates us from animals is relating to each other through stories. And pants. Yeah. Although I've seen monkeys with pants.
They are adorable.
I know.
They look like a little person.
But yes, that's so remakes I'm all for, because I like to see other artists' interpretation of material.
Same. It's exactly the same.
And I mean, they're the studio, the distributor, they're the ones that have something to lose. As a viewer, you don't have anything to lose but a couple hours.
Yeah. And
why not?
For me, if I see a remake that I really like, then amazing. I have a new movie that I love that I can watch at any time. If I see a remake that I don't like, I just kind of forget about it.
Same.
And sometimes it almost reminds you why you like the original so much. You
Gus
know what
Van
I mean?
Sant's Psycho is probably the best example of that.
Yeah.
And the best example of how, like, that was 98, I think.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, that movie got made, people saw it, And yet nobody thinks less of Psycho now.
I know.
Isn't that funny how Psycho did not get ruined?
People act like, when they bring a remake out, the old one gets erased from our timeline, right? It doesn't exist anymore. People forget about it.
I've never understood that argument.
No, it's like, and it doesn't.
The whole ruined my childhood.
The original.
Stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It didn't ruin your childhood. Like, stop being a fucking baby.
I know.
It's people are always like, people don't make anything original anymore. It's all remakes. And it's not. It's totally not. I really like seeing, like you said, different people's interpretations.
Yeah.
Also funny that nobody ever like shits their pants when someone does a cover song.
Yeah.
That's fine, but don't remake movies, right?
Yeah. I know, it's dumb.
So dumb.
It's dumb.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, I think the best remakes... Oh, there's one I just thought of that I forgot to put down. Or my favorite when they remake movies is when they take the kind of the elements from the original that made it that movie and then kind of do their own spin on it.
They leave the foundation intact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one I just always immediately think of is Dawn of the Dead.
Yep.
Mall zombies. Tell your own story.
Yeah.
And they do. And they're both great. I love both.
They are. I love the
I feel
remake.
like I've watched the remake maybe more than the original.
Yeah.
That opening scene. It's funny. We saw that in the theater, you and I.
Yeah.
And up until that movie, I was always like, I don't know about these fast-moving zombies. I like traditional, slow-moving zombies.
See, that's another thing, though. I don't get why people have to be like, I like one, so the other can't exist.
Yeah, it's like, you can enjoy both things.
Yes.
That's the great thing about life and having a brain.
Yeah.
But after that opening scene, which is bananas.
It's insane.
I remember you and I looking at each other like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board with fast zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a brilliant movie. Stylistic, exciting, different.
Zack Snyder and James Gunn go together.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I think when remakes are brought up, the two movies that are most commonly brought up in favor of remakes, number one's The Thing.
Yep.
It's always the number one.
Yeah.
The old... We really I have to make a note that we do have to have an episode, maybe two, about nostalgia, because I have a lot of theories about that.
Absolutely.
And,
me too.
I think so many things are not judged on their own accord and are only judged by nostalgia.
For sure.
And
nostalgia
that bothers me.
Is like a religion to people. And if you go
I love nostalgia, but...
Me too. But it's like, it's not...
Can't be used for evil.
It's true, yeah.
But The Thing, The Thing from Another World, the original, the Howard Hawks, I think, movie. It's great for its time.
Yeah, it's like, what was it, 50s, right?
Yeah, it didn't do much for me. But a lot of people consider it a classic. But come on, John Carpenter's Thing is just perfect.
Yeah.
It's thrilling and it's exciting.
Oh, man, it still holds up. The effects are so good.
Everything in it holds up except for Kurt Russell's hat. That gigantic cowboy hat. I'll try and find a picture.
Okay, wait, yeah.
It's a horrible hat.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
It'll come back around.
Everybody will be wearing those gigantic sombrero
I judged too soon, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that movie's brilliant. The other movie that I think is most...
Oh gosh, I think I know where this is going.
Yes, The Fly. Don't even get me started on the original. Sure, people love it, but it's high camp.
Oh yeah, it's
a dude with a fly mask on.
Yeah,
it's bad. The Cronenberg remake,
holy shit,
is just perfection.
It's incredible. Yeah,
and easily one of Goldblum's best performances.
Oh yeah,
and Gina Davis is
totally.
Oh, another Gina Davis.
Oh my god, she's amazing. Yeah,
what was Scarface? Scarface.
Yes, also a remake.
Yes,
and people forget about that.
Yeah.
Same with The Wizard of Oz. That's a remake.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yep. Yeah. It was
Garland.
Yeah. That's a remake.
That's a remake.
Mind blown.
Right?
Yeah. So, those are the biggest examples. There's a lot of others. Cape Fear comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
The original Cape Fear is great.
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum. It's a great movie, but I love Scorsese. I always put Cape Fear in the same category as Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers. They were like film experimentation because he tried Scorsese, and it's if you look at Scorsese's body of work, Cape Fear stands out as this like weird experiment, like because his movies are straightforward and stylish,
right.
But they're usually really based in reality, and Cape Fear is like over the top, and everybody's performances are over the top, and he's got like swooping Dutch angles in it and crazy shit going on. Like it's a bizarre movie.
It's been a long
and
time
Robert
since
De
I watched
Niro,
it. Oh yeah,
his Max Cady is in my top 10 greatest villains of all time.
He's terrifying in it.
Terrifying. And along the lines, it always falls in with those movies like Pacific Heights, where it's about like where a stranger invades your life and ruins your life.
Yeah.
Piece by piece. which I think all of us relate to, is something that would be terrifying.
Oh my God, yeah.
How can you not be terrified by somebody destroying your life like that? And nobody will do anything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cape Fear is amazing. Do you have any others that you want to...
Yeah,
because I have a lot.
I got quite a few too. The Crazies is another great one. Oh. I love the remake.
I'm
Timothy Oliphant. There's another add-on to my... I'll watch anything with that dude.
Same.
Charming motherfucker.
I'm a gigantic George Romero fan. But The Crazies is one of his that never really did a lot for me. It's okay.
I know I saw it. It was a long time ago. So.
But that remake was awesome.
Super great. Yeah.
Awesome. Fast-paced, terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also is kind of like can be lumped in with our underrated or lesser known gems because it was great.
And I don't remember. Did it come out when George was still alive?
Oh,
it did, right? Yeah. I wonder what he thought of it. I don't remember ever seeing anything about...
Let's get a Ouija board and let's ask him.
Yeah, it almost seems like one of those movies where he would be like, it does a lot of stuff that I couldn't do back then. Or, I don't know if he liked it. I'd like to look that up. But I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. Let Me In is also another...
Let Me In's a strange one.
It is.
Because...
it's so similar to the first one, but it still has its own...
It's so similar, but feel. I read the book and I love the book. Yeah. And the funny thing is... when it comes to that, when you talk to people, a lot of them are like, no, Let the Right One In is far superior. And it's like, but if you look at Let Me In, it's actually truer to the book.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in Let Me In that was not in Let the Right One In, and it's actually fleshed out better than Let the Right One In. But I think Let the Right One In might have a bit of a leg up because of the two Swedish actors.
Right.
Even though the actors were great in Let Me In, there's something about them. They were mysterious.
The kids?
Yeah, the kids in the first one.
Very real and and
eerie. The girl who played her played the vampire.
Yeah.
She was ethereal. There was something strange, alien about her.
Totally.
But both movies, amazing.
I always wonder if, because I haven't read the book. Jordan, she's read the book. You've read the book. And there's like an element, a very gross element of the book that neither movie has put in about the dude that's taking care of the vampire girl and how he's a real gross guy and how
that he's only looking after her because he's essentially a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's and then like the whole thing of because in both movies he just died, but in the books is it not true that he kind of turns into this like raging like zombie-ish kind of thing that stalks her and stuff, and that would be cool to see.
Yeah.
Also the TV show. Amazing. They canceled it.
I know.
Oh my God.
And I liked that on the TV show, they were like, we want to avoid the controversy, so we'll just make them father and daughter.
And it worked
really, really well. Yeah. And the casting there, again, beautiful.
So pissed off. Anyway.
We should make a note about doing an episode about horror television.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
But yeah. Brilliant. Another one this is one for me that's one of my favorite remakes that, again, in conversations with film people, they'll want to bite my head off, and that's King Kong.
Oh,
I love
Peter Jackson?
Yeah. Well, there's a few. I love the original King Kong. Sure. It's brilliant. I love it. There's a lot of fans of the late 70s one with Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange. I don't think
I've seen that one.
I thought the ape looked stupid. Like it looked like a muppet.
Like the effect or the ape is like that ape has no brains in it.
I don't get why people believed it because it had like googly eyes. And it was like
making me want to see it more.
I didn't believe it. I didn't like it at all. But for me personally, Peter Jackson's King Kong is an epic and is brilliant. And the action scenes for me are unparalleled. There's a couple of scenes where maybe their budget didn't affect when the dinosaurs are stampeding. A lot of people are like, it looks so green screen when they're running from them. And I'm like, I don't think it looks so green screen, but you can tell in a couple of the parts.
Yeah.
But come on, King Kong versus two T-Rexes.
Right.
That scene is better than I think any of the scenes in any of the Jurassics.
Right.
For action. And everybody in it's great. Naomi Watts is brilliant. And Andy Serkis's performance as Kong.
That dude's amazing.
Was like, it's just, and the extended cut of that is off the charts. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. And I think it surpasses even the original.
Yeah.
In emotional scope, in visual scope.
I saw it in the theater, and that might have been I think I've seen it again, but I need to revisit.
Maybe you haven't seen the extended cut.
I'm not sure. We might have it. I don't know. I'll check our collection.
Yeah, because a lot of the extended stuff is dinosaurs and creatures.
Right.
It's not like dialogue.
Cool.
But yeah, great.
Nice. I got another one that's like cheesy, but I still super love it because again, they took the. Do you know where I'm going? I don't know. You look like maybe you're trying to figure. Okay, they took the concepts from the original. And did something new with it, and it is Fright Night.
Yes,
it's so fun.
With you on that.
The only thing that I don't love, and it's just
is the CG, right?
The CG because it was a 3D movie, and that's when they were making movies for 3D.
You're definitely a CG guy.
If sometimes yes, sometimes no. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm fine with it. Sometimes I'm like, because this one was made for 3D, and they're like the shit right in the camera. That was kind of unnecessary, but it was fun as hell.
And we'll just say we're both like extreme lovers of the original.
Oh God, yes.
I love the original. It's so good.
Yeah. I absolutely love the original, but this one was so fun. The whole cast is
it had
amazing.
A different vibe.
Yeah.
It still had comedy and still had horror.
Yeah.
But it had a different vibe.
David Tennant.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. That dude's amazing. But the whole cast was so good.
Colin Farrell was amazing.
He was so great. Yeah. And Toni Collette's in it. And like man, I can't believe I forgot to put her in favorite actress list. Jesus Christ.
She might be number one.
And Florence Pugh also. I love Florence Pugh. Yeah. Oh my God. Edit that back in.
Good thing we have a podcast that we can like go back and add things.
Because Florence Pugh will be listening and she'll be like, they didn't mention me.
Yeah, she would be for sure.
But Fright Night was just super fun because just vampires, the kid and the neighbor, cool, and then they did a very different, had a different feel.
Was it Anton Yelchin?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's
R.I.P.
Brilliant. Loved him.
Yeah, what a goddamn tragedy.
Yeah.
I like that in the new Star Trek series Discovery. They had because he was in the Star Trek movies, right?
Yeah.
As Chekhov, yeah. That they named one of the ships like the USS Yelchin.
Yeah.
You could just see in the back. I thought that was cool. But the whole cast was great and it was just fun. It's on our yearly Halloween watch list.
Yeah, it's great.
It's super
And
great.
oddly enough, I didn't have this on my list, but I did at the very end. You know what I always put with the Fright Night remake is the Total Recall remake.
Oh yeah. It was fine.
I really liked it. I thought because it kind of took like, Arnold's is great, but it was campy and over the top and whatever. And somebody thought, what if we take that idea and just make it like a straight on sci-fi action movie?
Yeah, because it wasn't on Mars or anything, was it? I feel like there was like a couple things I was like, oh, it's not on Mars. There was like no Quado.
No, there was a lot of that wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But it still had to do with, I thought it still had to do with Mars. Anyway, the look of the movie and its depiction of the future, I loved. The robot police looked like they reminded me of like the District 9 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Farrell was great, and the action scenes were amazing.
Yeah, I remember thinking that.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I don't think it blew me away, but I was like, oh, that was fun. Like, I was fine that I watched it.
Yeah. But I think they might have been within a couple of years of each other. Maybe that's why I always think of them together.
Yeah, maybe. The one that I forgot about, Suspiria.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's got to be one of the best movies to discuss when talking about remakes, because that was a prime example of take the general idea
which
and
is
do your own thing.
Yeah.
And it's one disturbing flick.
Oh my God. That's another one that just makes me feel uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah.
And that whole dance sequence is hard to watch.
And the finale of it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Twisted beyond belief.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't find a bigger fan of the original than me.
Yeah.
But it was a brilliant
They did a
remake.
perfect job with doing with
I guess that
crafting
could
their
technically
own thing.
be a reimagining because it's so different. It's so different. But I love remakes like that go their own way.
Yeah.
Which might, perfect segue, into maybe one of the most controversial and makes people blow steam out of their ears is when you talk about the Halloween remake.
Oh, yeah. I thought about putting that on mine.
Because good old Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
I will always applaud him for taking that story and being like, I'm going to flip it directly into my entire universe.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, it worked. It worked really well.
I really liked both even. I really appreciate it too now a lot more than I did.
Same. But I think that they, I don't know what he did. I like that. I get that if you watch it and you don't like vulgar redneck characters, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie is vulgar redneck characters.
I feel like if Rob Zombie's characters from any of his movies were real people and I met them, I would have to like wash my body in Purell.
Oh yeah.
They're just like, I feel like
I know. I always remember
they all stink.
In Halloween 2. In Halloween 2, I always remember Laurie Strode near the beginning goes up into, she's staying with the other family now, I think, at the beginning.
In part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes up to her bathroom, and her bathroom looks like a Grand Central Station bathroom.
It's
that
like
nobody's
posters
cleaned.
and spray paint.
Yeah, there's
stuff.
an Alice Cooper painting on it.
I remember that. Yeah,
but yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that is so Rob Zombie.
Yeah, totally.
To be like, that's a normal person's bathroom. It's totally disgusting and rock and roll.
Yeah,
it's rock and roll. Everything's rock and roll.
Yeah.
But I appreciate his aesthetic.
Like, are you settling in here, sweetie? What the fuck did you do to the bathroom? Is that what all that spray paint was for? You're bringing in?
He has no problem with people spray painting the walls in his home.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
But for me, in the Rob Zombie movies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's a whole super universe fun
unto itself.
And even if you don't like the movie, if you're a horror fan, you have to like what he did with Michael, because Michael was awesome.
Yeah,
like he was a scary ass killer.
Yeah.
Like really terrifying, especially in 2.
Yeah, because he was much more aggressive and stuff in 2. Yeah.
But yeah, if you just say the 3 words Rob Zombie's Halloween to most horror fans,
people,
like,
it's like they love it or hate it.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that movie.
And it doesn't take away anything from the original movies.
I love the original's perfection. But yeah, I dig Rob Zombie's Halloweens. Me too. I like what he did with them. And again, I will always give him credit for not pandering or catering to any fans. He was just like, I'm going to do my own thing. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, and I like them. I watch them all the time. Yeah. I'm fine with
They're
it.
Great.
I watch them more than some of the other sequels.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
What else did I have on mind? Oh, Hellraiser.
Okay, interesting.
You didn't really click with the new one?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I really liked it. I
think I have to rewatch it. I only watched it once. And I think I
just rewatched it again recently.
That happens a lot with me. There's a lot of times that I watch something and I'm ambivalent about it, and then I watch it again and
same, actually, yeah. Especially if it's like a big movie, and something I'm really looking forward to. It's like it's too much movie for me to process in one viewing. I it's a smaller movie. It wasn't anything. It was just like a smaller contained story.
Yeah,
but I just like the changes that they did.
Yep.
To make it their own world, I love the different stages of the box and stuff, and what that did.
I did like the box a lot. What they did with that.
Jamie Clayton her Pinhead was so awesome.
Yeah,
the voice they used for it for Pinhead
100% agree with that.
Was awesome. It made me laugh so much that people were like, "Oh man, they're casting a woman as Pinhead," and it's like in the original story, he wrote that Pinhead, who had like no gender, was more feminine than masculine. So it's like, this is closer to the original stories. You crybaby fucks.
Not to mention, if you complain about that, you literally know nothing about Clive Barker.
Yeah, it's like, literally. Yeah.
I've been a Clive Barker fan pretty much since I was out of the womb.
Yeah.
And
if you're like, it's woke, it's like, do you know Clive Barker?
Exactly.
Or do you know Clive Barker?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I don't think so.
Speaking of, that's a dude who, before he dies, I hope he gets back into directing. He's a great director and never does it. Probably because he does too many things.
Oh, yeah.
Photography and art and
There's
writing
so much.
and books.
Yeah, he's the busiest dude.
Yeah, he doesn't have time to do it. But it's too bad because he's a really great director.
Absolutely, yeah. I liked it. I just thought it was a cool reimagining.
Yeah, so did I.
Neat story.
But I do have to give it another watch because I think I might get more out of it a second time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of others. Another one that was very controversial is there's a lot of fans of the original Spanish Rec series.
Oh, right.
And they remade it with Quarantine.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's almost scene for scene.
Yeah,
it's an interesting example of a remake because it's almost word for word, scene for scene, the same as the original. But it's more of one of those cases of here's a foreign movie that a lot of people might not watch.
Yeah,
because a lot of people shy away from foreign movies, which is a shame.
It is, yeah.
But instead of being like, oh, they remade it for an American audience and it sucks, it's almost nearly as effective as the original.
Right.
It was really well done. And funny enough, they made a direct-to-video sequel called Quarantine 2 that wasn't based on Rec 2.
Oh, okay.
It was its own story, and it was almost as good.
Huh.
It was really great. The Rec series I could have a whole episode on, especially Rec 2. But there's a sequel that's better. That's another episode.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But yeah, Quarantine was a really brilliant, and it was a hit. So luckily, people.
Oh, right. Yeah, it did do pretty well, right?
Yeah. And it was with
Jennifer Carpenter.
Yes, Jennifer Carpenter from Exorcism of Emily Rose and Dexter.
Yeah,
and she was fantastic, and it was a solid. But there's an example of how you can do a movie that's almost exactly the same as the original, and still it works.
Yeah, it's just it's funny that you can take something like that and it works, or Let Me In and it works, and then Psycho and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, Psycho was a bold experiment.
Yeah,
but the changes he did make were terrible decisions.
Really weird.
Yeah.
And when he's falling, I don't know why in my mind Gus Van Sant sounds like Peter Griffin, but he's like, okay, when he's falling down the stairs, how about we show an image of a goat in a road and a lady putting on stockings?
That's one of the things I've always hated about Gus Van Sant is how he does these like artsy, like, I'm just going to show a chair.
And the goofy changes that they made to like, well, we got to update it. Just so people know, because it's essentially the same script.
Yeah,
and
it is the same script.
It is, but and it's like certain things like
he just reinterpreted how they say it or how they do it or what they're doing during the line.
But yeah, so it's like in the original one, he's like the guy's buying the house $40,000. Yeah. You can't buy a house for that anymore. So it's like they updated it to like $400,000. Yeah. And then there's one where in the original, Marion's sister. Why am I blanking on her name?
Vera Miles?
Yeah, Vera Miles.
Yeah.
Was like, I'll go get my purse.
And it was Julianne Moore?
Yeah, Julianne Moore.
Right.
In the original, she's like, they're going to go do something. She's like, I'll go get my purse. And then in the new one, because it's new, it's like, I'll get my Walkman. It's like, what do you need your fucking Walkman for? Like, your sister is like missing. Oh my God, hold on.
They don't use purses anymore?
Yeah. No, guys, I gotta get my Walkman. I made this really dope tape mix. I recorded these songs from the radio, and when I'm looking for my presumably dead sister, I want to make sure and hear this really good Dire Straits song.
For me, the biggest thing that didn't make that work was Vince Vaughn.
I
love Vince Vaughn. Yeah. I love him. And even in, he's a great comedic actor, but in serious stuff, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
In this, he was 1,000% wrong.
Yeah.
Just
wrong.
His stupid giggle.
Yeah. Boy's best friend is his mother, and everything he says is very, very quick and very fast, and blah, 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 blah.
It was terrible.
Like,
he was horrible.
It was like, because why was I casted this?
As I said in a previous episode, Psycho's probably my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And Anthony Perkins' performance in it is maybe my best performance of any actor of all time. It's so good. Nuanced.
Yeah.
Nuanced beyond human comprehension.
Yeah. Also, to throw it in there, and I can't believe I forgot this.
That's all right.
Christopher Reeve, Superman, Clark Kent. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh, just for best performance? I'm like, that's not a remake.
No. Sorry, just because you said like Anthony Hopkins, just for performance, it's like, holy shit. It's.
Oh, don't. We can do a Superman episode.
Yeah.
Just on Superman movies.
And just on Superman 4. We'll have Jay in on that one. Number 3, you always want to fly, Kent.
Here's your chance.
Don't even start.
Sorry.
But anyway, yes, I agree that is another flawless performance. But I would be all for if somebody wanted to remake Psycho again.
Yeah.
But because I'd love to see it updated, but
Bates Motel.
Find the right people. Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
And that was a reinterpreting.
Yeah.
But if somebody wanted to redo the movie, if you found the right guy and you found the right director, like if you got somebody like Ari Aster to do a Psycho remake,
holy shit.
Come on. Like Mike Flanagan is the perfect guy for Elm Street.
Oh God.
If that ever happened. But I think Ari Aster would be the perfect guy.
That would be really cool.
Anyway, I think that's about it for remakes. We can do another remakes episode because it's interesting and it's so varied. So the degrees of how much it's remade are such an expansive thing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
And nostalgia plays a big role in that too.
It does.
That's why people are like, you can't remake this. Like, you can't have, I know we're pushing time here, but
that's all right.
How people are like, Robert Englund is the only Freddy. And
that's always bugged me too.
That's always bugged me. You're not going to find a bigger Freddy guy than me, right? This is one right over there, actually.
Yeah, he's perfect in the role.
He is great, but it's like that's like saying you can never like Bela Lugosi is the only Dracula. It's like if that was the case, we would would have got Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or Tim Curry and Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Same character, very different takes.
Yeah,
it can be done. Jackie Earle Haley is a great actor, just a terrible. Speaking of bad remakes, that's a bad one.
Yeah,
but it's like it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Yeah, who's to say with the right director and the right script that Jackie Earle couldn't have nailed it?
Yep.
He probably could have.
Yeah, but it
was the wrong everything. So it didn't work. Yeah,
absolutely. So I think that holds a lot of people back from appreciating remakes is their nostalgia for the original is so like an unbreakable, you know?
I know.
Which sucks.
I know.
Give it a chance, people. People, shut up and give it a chance.
Movie fans, lighten up.
Yeah.
And just enjoy things for what they are.
Calm your tits and just enjoy the remakes.
All right, that wraps up another ramble. So thanks for tuning in. And
ramble away. I'm going to change it every time.
Stop changing it every episode. Stop. All right, you're done with us. Go home, watch a remake, enjoy it.
And let us know on the socials what your favorite is.
Yeah, let us know. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Keep rambling.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.